Be seated, please. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to witness the beginning of something sacred. A bond, a promise, the union of Stuart and Amy. And while a wedding is clearly an occasion of celebration, let us also take this time for sober and solemn reflection.
The amazing pancake factory.
Wow, that looks fantastic. How does it work?
Well, you see, first you put the batter in here.
And out come the pancakes.
Hey, Lauren, what are you doing?
I can't sleep. I had a bad dream.
Oh, honey. What was yours about?
I don't remember. Look at this. It's called the Amazing Pancake Factory. You set the timer before you go to bed, and when you wake up, pancakes. We really need that.
Lauren, it's 3 in the morning. You gotta go to school tomorrow.
I don't think I can go.
Is that what you're worried about? Oh, you're gonna love junior high. I did. Sort of.
I don't have anything to wear.
You have a closet full of new clothes.
I think we should return them.
Why?
You're changing jobs, right?
I'm changing courts. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, what if you're no good at it?
I will be.
Tonight at dinner, I heard you tell Grandma that you were worried about your new job. So what if you get fired? Then we won't have any money, right? So I think we should return the clothes now before you get fired. Only that means I won't have anything to wear, and that's the reason I can't go. Because, nobody wears elementary school clothes to junior high. That's, so lame wearing junior high clothes to
Lauren,
high school.
Lauren. You're getting yourself all worked up. Take a deep breath, okay? Now listen to me. Listen to me. Tomorrow I'm going to go to court, and you're going to go to school, and we're both going to wear new clothes, okay? Is there anything else that's bothering you?
You've got a list.
Is there anything I can do to make you feel better?
And you have pancakes the next morning.
Give me the phone.
All now.
Okay, Butler, this is your case, isn't it? So let's hear about it.
Okay, the patient is she's a 40-year-old woman who has been comatose for the last 8 weeks.
A condition you are apparently trying to inflict upon the rest of us. Come on, Butler, speed it up.
Okay, she suffered from undiagnosed eclampsia and following childbirth went into cardiac arrest. She was resuscitated, but the EEG shows cerebral edema, and she remains unable to respond to external stimuli.
Moving on.
She's 39.
Excuse me?
You said she's 40. She is not. Her name is Jillian Gray. She is 39 years old. She's the mother of 2 boys. A 3-year-old named Ned and a newborn named Walt. You left all that out.
5 minutes. We'll reconvene in a cardiac unit. It's a teaching hospital, Mrs. Gray.
All right. Then let's teach the interns to get their patient's age right.
I'll have her file corrected.
How is she?
No change. Look, I need to talk with Peter. If you could have him call me, I've left messages.
Dr. Benjamin, my son has a new baby, a 3-year-old, a wife in the hospital, and a business he's trying to hold together. He's running on fumes. Talk to me.
We want to move Jillian out of ICU and into a convalescent facility.
I don't understand. Are you saying you no longer expect her to get well?
No, I'm not ruling anything out, Mrs. Gray. But comas run their own course, and I can only hold off insurance companies for so long. So, if you could have Peter call me back.
Not afraid of heights, are you? Judge Dowell had it raised by a foot a year ago.
Why? Was he shrinking?
It's a bigger room than you're used to, isn't it? Don't let it throw you. A courtroom is a courtroom.
I'll keep that in mind. Don't take this the wrong way, but who are you?
Spencer. Carl's. And I'll be your clerk. God, I sound like a waiter.
Oh, you come with the courtroom?
You kind of inherited me. And when you took Judge Dowell's spot on the bench, you got his docket and his staff.
I get my own staff. I don't have to share.
That's right. Welcome to the 4th floor. I'll be handling research for you. Case law, precedents, that kind of thing. I used to help Dowell draft opinions. I'm an excellent editor, by the way.
And the rest of my staff?
Louise, court services clerk. Calls cases, scheduling, navigates bureaucracy. You'll meet her when your session starts in about 9 minutes.
Please tell me those aren't all for today.
Here's the deal. 99% of these are motions Judge Dowell ruled on before he left. What you're about to witness is a massive game of judicial kick the can. You're new. So every lawyer who comes in here today is going to take a shot at getting you to overturn one of Dowell's decisions. It's a freebie to them. Now, I'm not here to tell you your job.
No, please.
Judge Dowell knew what he was doing. These guys think they can jerk you around once, they'll never stop. Draw a line in the sand, overturn nothing.
Maybe I should take a look at those files.
Judge Gray, you've only got 9 minutes.
I'm a fast reader.
So, everybody sleep well? Good.
Okay, here we go. Hey, look who's awake. Hey, okay. Shut this. There he is. Okay. All right, okay.
Hey, that's my cup.
Back off, buddy.
Who wants to watch TV?
I do.
Oh, all right, everybody in the bedroom. Okay. Okay, here we go. Well, you know that's his favorite cup.
How much longer is this going on?
What?
All this. The babysitting, the Donna daycare center.
I'm just helping Peter out. You know, until...
Until when?
What's the problem? I mean, he's paying me. It's, you know, got the time. It's not like the phone's ringing off the hook with people looking to hire an unemployed court clerk.
Nice try. That doesn't work with me. I know your secret.
What secret?
You're a lawyer. You're not a babysitter. You're not a child care expert. You're a lawyer.
No, I'm not.
You finished law school 6 weeks ago.
Which makes me a law school graduate. I'm not a lawyer until I pass the bar.
Which I hear is virtually impossible to do unless you take it. Okay. I realize I may not have a ton of credibility as a career counselor.
What are you, the oldest medical resident in America?
But please, do it for me. For my mental health. Take the bar and get a job.
Yeah. Hand me the Emma, would you?
Because this has to end.
I have no recollection of any such conversation.
That's because you have selective memory. You always have. We've been trying to hire someone new for over a year now. We finally got the money.
That I remember, but the part where I agreed to train the new hire, surely you made that up?
Yeah, I made it up. I'm a 9-year-old.
You're a 9-year-old with very mature facial hair.
Maxine, we've been over this.
Sean, I don't have the hours in the day to train some Ivy League graduate. I'm spending half my time on Peter's situation, and I'm only here now because Kelly Mitchell's run away.
Is it true? Because if it's true, it's totally unfair.
Kimberly, the grown-ups are talking.
So it's true. She's getting her own assistant? Well, if she gets an assistant, I get an assistant. It's part of my contract.
You don't have a contract.
Is that her?
That's Ellen. She's our new trainee.
Trainee. That's what you're calling her. Who's training her?
Maxine's?
Let me. I can train her.
Well, there's an excellent idea. Now, see, there you go. Problem solved.
All parties are present, and attorneys' names have been entered into the record. Case number 025229, State v. Lewis.
Your Honor, may I take a moment to welcome you on your first day?
Thank you, Counselor. Well, I am looking at a motion to review sentencing in the State v. Lewis. This is a second offense, breaking and entering.
Yes, Your Honor. However, if you look at my client's record...
Motion denied.
Excuse me?
Motion denied. I agree with Judge Dowell's sentence. Next case.
You're doing great, Your Honor. Kick this next one back, we can all get to lunch.
Lunch? Great. As long as we're clear on our priorities.
State v. Daniel Hawkins.
My clerk has just informed me that lunch is approaching, so why don't we just skip the part where you two welcome me to the big leagues and get right to the part where you try to take advantage of me because I'm the new guy.
Fair enough. The state is submitting a motion for reconsideration.
And what is it that you'd like me to reconsider?
Evidence, Your Honor. I'd like you to reconsider a motion to suppress the key piece of evidence in the state's case against Daniel Hawkins.
Your Honor, it's a ridiculous request. Judge Dowell rightfully suppressed the evidence because it was the result of an illegal search and seizure.
The state believes Judge Dowell made an error of law. The search was necessary and legal. Suppress the evidence and you suppress the truth, which is that Daniel Hawkins killed his wife.
Okay, just give me a minute. So, Daniel Hawkins was charged with first-degree murder?
A year ago, his wife's body was discovered in a landfill. She had been drugged with something called dihipsyl. She was raped and then strangled. 3 months later,
During an illegal search of his home.
Police came across 2 bottles of dihipsyl in Mr. Hawkins' bedroom. As a result of this discovery, an investigation was mounted and led to Daniel Hawkins' arrest.
The police had no right to be in Daniel Hawkins' bedroom in the first place. The Fourth Amendment exists for a reason.
That's a smokescreen, Your Honor, and a pretty lousy one at that. As Miss Dunbar is aware, there were exigent circumstances. A medical emergency gave them justification for the search into Mr. Hawkins' apartment.
This is nothing more than an overeager state attorney's office attempt to pull the wool over the eyes of a novice judge.
Is that true, Mr. McLaren? Is that what you're doing?
Mr. Hawkins killed his wife, Your Honor. I'm doing what I can to make sure he doesn't get away with it.
How does my afternoon look, Miss Flowers?
It's not pretty, Your Honor. You have a little window around 3.
Motion to reconsider granted. I will hear testimony at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
So, first session under your belt. How you feeling, Judge Gray?
Hungry.
He's a pretty good lawyer, isn't he?
Who's that?
McLaren, the ASA in the murder one. The guy's like one of these movie stars. He comes on so strong. I should have warned you.
Yeah, I assume that's what those hand signals were about. Either that or you were telling me to steal third.
Okay, I have to say something, and you can tell me if I'm out of line. Louise has heard this speech a million times.
Must be a pretty good speech.
My first day on this job, Judge Dow sat me down and he said the most important thing I could do as his clerk is to protect him from himself. And I'd like to do the same for you.
I'm not following.
You were shanghaied by David McLaren. And I understand that. He's a big presence. But the law does not back him up. The precedents don't exist. This is not the kind of mistake you want to make your first day in the criminal court. You spend the rest of your career recovering from it.
You know, you're right. You are out of line. I'm going to lunch.
Where are we with Kelly Mitchell?
She's still missing. School hasn't seen her in 2 days. There may be a boyfriend. We're trying to reach him.
You're gonna have to call the police.
Not yet.
Maxine.
If the police find her, then she's a runaway.
She is a runaway.
And she'll go to lockup. And this girl has already spent far too much time in gated communities. I'd like to give it another hour.
Sorry. Excuse me. Does this smell bad to you? Kimberly wants 2% milk for her iced coffee, and all I can find is this, and it's like a week overdue.
She sent you out for coffee?
she has any more problems with the coffee, have her come talk to me.
Ms. Gray, does she have any siblings in the area?
Who, Kimberly? Did she want you to get coffee for her siblings?
No, your missing foster girl. Are there any siblings?
That's pretty much the first place we look. Biological siblings and ex-boyfriends, which reminds me, I need to have access to telephone records.
Is the foster mother pregnant?
Excuse me?
The foster mom. I've heard stories where foster kids are displaced because the family has a baby of their own. I don't know, I just thought...
Ellen, you grinding those coffee beans yourself?
Excuse me.
I'm sure you knew what you were doing.
It makes one of us. No, of course I knew what I was doing. I was just hired to rubber stamp some other judge's opinions. 4 years on the bench? It's got to be worth something.
You said it. So long, sister. Here. Quit flailing. I need this.
What are you doing?
I need to measure your finger.
Why?
For the ring? We're engaged, right?
Yes, of course we are. We were both there. I said yes. There were tears.
I know, it was a beautiful moment. However, currently, we don't live together, do we? We don't even have a date for the wedding.
Well, there have been extenuating circumstances. Jillian and...
Of course. And I understand, but I guess I've just been wondering, how is this, us being engaged, any different than us dating?
Oh, well, that's easy. I'll tell you. It is so different. Because...
Exactly. This is why I want you to have a ring. You want a ring, don't you?
Yes. Yes, of course I do.
But...
Can I go with you when you pick it out?
I guess.
It's... Just don't take it the wrong way. You know I love you. I would just prefer not to be surprised. I'm sorry. Am I in the wrong chambers?
They should order you a new chair.
Excuse me?
Whenever there's a changeover, you're supposed to get new furniture.
I'll keep that in mind.
Don't worry, I'm not going to make a habit of this. I came by to pick up my mail. Bob Dowell.
Oh.
I hope these chambers serve you as well as they did me.
Thank you so much. And congratulations, by the way. Appellate court. That's very exciting.
You have a few minutes before your session starts.
I don't mean to be rude, Judge Dowell, but I do have some reading to do.
Has anyone told you the story about Judge Robson? Please. It's a very funny story. It's his first day of court, right? And he makes a rookie mistake and parks in the wrong spot. The spot he chooses actually belongs to appellate judge Stanford Ross. You know what became of Judge Robson?
No.
Join the club. No one does. He actually spent a year on the bench, during which time every single decision he made was overturned by the appellate court of Connecticut. Every one.
I agreed to hear arguments. In the Hawkins case. That's all. I'm just covering my bases.
It's your office now. You don't have to justify your decisions to me.
I just have to be careful not to park in the wrong spot.
Good luck, Judge Gray. Make them buy you that chair. And don't let them push you around.
Officer Paxton, do police officers regularly accompany paramedics on 911 medical distress calls?
No, not regularly, but it happens.
Why did it happen this time?
We all recognize the address, Mr. Hawkins' name. A bunch of us, we got to know the guy after his wife went missing.
And so without a warrant, you used the 911 call to search his apartment to look for evidence to tie him to the crime.
That's not true. We went over there to help. We all liked Danny. And when I saw him passed out on the floor, the EMT said that it was an intentional overdose and that he was going to die if we couldn't find whatever it was he had taken.
I see. That's why you tore the place apart.
Objection,
because you were...
Sustained. Ms. Dunbar.
In your desperate quest to save Daniel Hawkins' life, where did you find the dihepsyl?
In his desk drawer.
Really? So you were looking for medicine, but you just didn't bother to look in the medicine cabinet.
We split up. The EMTs were checking the bathroom.
And you were searching every other nook and cranny in the entire apartment without a warrant.
Miss Dunbar, argumentative.
What, he didn't object?
Well, he should have.
Nothing further.
Redirect, Your Honor. Officer Paxton, did Mr. Hawkins ever regain consciousness in your presence?
Yes, when he was on the stretcher and they were taking him to the ambulance, he started to talk.
What did he say?
I showed him the unmarked container of pills and asked him what he took. He grabbed me by my arm and he said, "Let me die." I killed her. Let me die.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Officer Paxton, do you have a lot of experience with overdose victims?
I've seen my share.
Do they sometimes say things that don't make any sense?
Sometimes.
Can you give me an example?
One guy I remember last year, we were strapping him onto the gurney and he told us to take him to the roof because he knew how to fly.
And did you believe him? Did you believe that he could fly?
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
The witness is excused.
Your Honor, if it wasn't clear before, it certainly should be now. The state has no grounds. This is textbook illegal search and seizure. Judge Dowell saw it, and in my opinion, you would have to be blind and deaf not to reach the same conclusion. We don't live in a police state. The defendant has rights.
And so do the people. They have a right to be protected from a man who killed his wife. Your Honor, he confessed. How about we don't bend over backwards and try to pretend that this man did not confess to killing Linda Hawkins because we're afraid that somewhere down the line it might get overturned by an appellate court.
Excuse me. Lawyers, approach the bench. Have either one of you ever spoken to a judge the way you just spoke to me?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I have no interest in bringing contempt charges against you and throwing you in jail. Not on my first day. But look at the clock. My first day's almost over. We clear? Dismissed.
What are you doing?
Oh, Kimberly got a new cell phone, so I'm entering all the phone numbers from the old one into the new one.
Ah, that higher education finally paying off, is it?
Maxine, if you don't mind, leave my trainee alone.
Excuse me, Kimberly. You've got 3 different numbers for your gynecologist. Do you want me to save all of them?
Everyone's gynecologist has 3 numbers. Ellen, put the phones down.
Maxine.
You have completed this portion of your training. Congratulations. Come with me.
Oh, that's just perfect. Now who's supposed to take Norma Ray to the vet?
I owe you an apology. You were my responsibility, and I threw you to the sharks.
It's not a big deal. I just figured, everyone pays dues.
Yes, well, there are do's and there are do's. Have you met Norma Ray? The cat has worms the size of shoelaces.
Did you find your runaway?
You were correct. The foster mother is pregnant. She found out last week. Was that a lucky guess?
I don't know.
You were in the system yourself, weren't you?
I went in at 6. Stayed for 7 years.
What happened when you were 13?
I got lucky. I found a family. They pulled me out of a group home.
You didn't mention anything about your background in your application or during your interview. Didn't you think it was relevant?
I don't know.
Ellen, consider this part of your training. You need to stop answering questions with "I don't know."
My last year of grad school, a professor brought in a group of former foster kids to speak to us. They talked about what it was like growing up in the juvenile system, how they managed to survive. And afterwards, I went up to one of them. He must have been 29, 30 years old, and I asked him what he was doing now with his life. And he told me this was it. This was what he was doing. Visiting schools, talking about surviving his childhood. Everyone's got a past. I don't want to be defined by mine.
Hey, Lauren? Grandma says you don't want to eat dinner.
I'm not hungry.
Well, the first day of school is always the worst.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
It's too big. They only give you 3 minutes to get to your classes, and I got lost trying to find the gym. I've got all the wrong clothes. The teachers are mean. The kids are the worst. I cried during lunch. I'm not going back.
What happened at lunch?
I dropped my tray and bumped into some 8th grader, and my whole lunch fell on the floor. Everybody was looking at me. The whole place. They started clapping. I couldn't help it. I cried.
Sweetie. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I want to go back to 5th grade.
I know you do. But you can't. Listen. Tomorrow will be better.
No, it won't.
We'll do this. Tomorrow, find one good thing about school, and when I come home, you can tell me about it. One thing.
What if I can't?
What if you can't find one good thing? Then I'll give you $5.
Really?
Yeah, really. See? It's a win-win situation for you. Well, I'm gonna go eat. Just, let me know if you get hungry. Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Find her a job.
Kyle,
quickly.
Donna is not a social worker.
So what? She could be. She finished law school in like a year and a half. She is a genius. And her talents are being wasted as a babysitter.
Who's a genius?
Donna. Remember her? The one you fired?
I didn't fire her.
No, you abandoned her, which is worse.
There were budget cuts. Tell me you didn't come over here just to give me a hard time.
No, I actually had a very nice day. Saved a couple of lives and wanted to share that with my family.
Giving you a hard time is just an added plus.
Exactly.
Hey, do me a favor. Bring this to Lauren. Tell her about all the lives you saved. Cheer her up.
You know, I held a human heart in my hands today.
Feel free to leave that part out. Did you see Jillian today?
No change. What's going on up there?
Oh, she dropped her tray in the cafeteria and everybody clapped.
The first day of junior high is supposed to be terrible. What about you?
I feel pretty much the same way. I want to go back to 5th grade, too. It's just so weird. It's like I'm working in the same building, and I'm parking in the same spot, and I'm wearing the same robe, but it's like I'm starting out all over again, and everyone's out to get me. Does that sound paranoid?
Not at all. I warned you about this. The criminal court is more of a political job than anything else. But the upside is you can always go back.
What?
To juvenile. You have a reputation. You have 4 years in the bank. If it turns out that criminal court is not for you, you can...
Mom, tell me that everything's going to be all right. Tell me that I know what I'm doing, that I'm going to find my footing, anything. Just don't tell me I made a mistake. Not on my first day.
Amy, Hello? What's the matter, Peter? Peter, everything will be fine. I'll be right over. He's a mess. Ned is staging a hunger strike. The baby's sick, and Donna is at the movies.
I'll go. I haven't seen him for a few days. I'll go.
Amy, you're going to be all right. You know what you're doing, and you'll find your footing.
Just make sure Lauren eats something, okay? Okay, he's down.
Thank God.
Peter, he is very cute. Even with that cold. His little nose just...
I know. I just need him to let me get some sleep every other night.
Oh, yeah, well, I talked about it with him. He's going to try to do better. Why don't you go to bed? I'll be here in case anyone wakes up.
Oh, I have to get through this stuff. I'm drowning in paper.
Come on. Can't wait. Go to bed.
It can't. They want to move Jillian to a convalescent home. I have paperwork to fill out.
You have to do it all tonight?
Well, I was supposed to do it weeks ago, but I kept letting it slide. It's not like me. I've never been late paying a bill my entire life.
Come on, Peter. Give yourself a break.
Well, I guess I was just hoping it wouldn't be necessary. But it is. I know it is. You know, I read to her every day. The Thornbirds. She loves this book. She read it on her honeymoon. At first, every time I started a new chapter, I made this deal. I told myself, before I finish this chapter, she's going to wake up.
Well, you heard what the doctor said, Peter. Anything can happen.
Yeah, he did. I just don't believe it anymore.
Okay.
Oh, he'll want me. I got it.
No, I'm going to have to push the whole docket. My judge won't be in until 11. Yeah, no, it should be. Let me call you back.
Hey.
Hey. What, you get lost?
No, I was halfway down the hall before I realized I was going the wrong way. Well, this place looks pretty much the same. Except for the sailboats. Your new judge, he's a big yachtsman.
She has never set foot in the ocean. I think she just likes boats.
This was a good room for me, wasn't it?
No comment.
How long are you going to stay and greet me for leaving?
Mr. Van Exel.
Judge Bell, this is Judge Gray.
Oh.
We used to work together.
Oh, yes, I've heard quite a bit about you. I understand you're already making quite a name for yourself upstairs.
A name? Well, I wouldn't go that far. I've only been there a day.
I have another painting in the back of my car. I was wondering if you could help me bring it in.
Sure, I'll be right there.
Best of luck, Judge Gray.
Thank you. Bruce, am I making a name for myself upstairs? Come on, you hear things.
Remember when you started working here 4 years ago? There'll be bumps in the road. You'll get past them.
How did I get past them then?
I don't know. I guess you figured out which ones to avoid and which ones to flatten.
I think I was a lot smarter then.
No, you weren't. Come on.
How did you get back in here?
It wasn't too difficult. I walked. Place isn't exactly the White House.
I understand you had a room of your own at the rec house. Your foster mother said that you were starting to like school. You made some friends.
Yeah? She also tell you she's having a baby?
Yes, she did.
I'm used to this place.
You would have gotten used to the rec house.
I didn't want to. Because I got used to the last foster home I was in. You know what happened there? They decided to adopt a baby from Guatemala or something. And the next thing I know they sent me back here. Said they didn't have enough space. That baby wasn't even their own, and they got rid of me.
Kelly?
Kelly, where are your shoes? Someone took them. First night I was here, happens to everyone. Get them back.
Or you'll take somebody else's.
So?
I used to steal stuff from my foster families all the time. It was how I got bounced. I'd steal something, they'd report me and send me back.
What happened?
I got stuck with a foster family who wouldn't report me. I'd take their money. Next night, they'd take my books. I'd steal a piece of jewelry, they'd take my toothbrush. It was the craziest thing you ever saw. But I finally figured it out. They didn't want me to go. They didn't want me to steal their stuff, but They weren't going to report me. They wanted me to stay.
What happens when they have their baby?
Kelly, give them a chance. Occasionally, people will surprise you.
Our morning is overbooked. No, the judge isn't complaining. I'm complaining. We're full. Call me back.
Please take your feet off my furniture.
Good morning, Judge Gray.
Not for long. You have a minute, don't you, Spencer? Miss Flowers, you can stay. So tell me, Spencer, what was your relationship with Judge Dowell like?
Well, as I explained to you, he very much relied on me. I did research for him, prep work.
You were close. I only asked that because I met Judge Dowell yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. And I was surprised to find that he was absolutely up to speed with everything that had happened in my courtroom.
Well, it's all public record, Judge Gray. And word usually travels pretty fast around the courthouse.
Usually. But not always. Oh, you haven't heard?
Heard what?
I've had you transferred. We're not going to be working together anymore.
What? Yeah, you can't do that.
No, I checked. Turns out I can.
Judge Gray, you're going to need a research clerk.
I've hired one. Come on in. This is Donna. She's going to be my clerk. This is Miss Flowers.
Hello.
And this is Spencer. Say goodbye to Spencer.
It was nice meeting you.
Anything you'd like to say, Miss Flowers?
I never liked that guy.
Great office, Judge Gray. Really? Do you mind if I decorate a little? I was thinking, maybe I could hang my diploma.
Pick a wall.
All rise.
Full house. This must be what Celine Dion feels like every night. You know, personally, I don't get her appeal.
Okay, let's get right to it, shall we? I am ready to rule on the motion to reconsider evidence suppression in the matter of the state v. Daniel Hawkins. I reviewed all transcripts, testimony, as well as Judge Dowell's decision from the previous hearing. And I have come to a different conclusion. It is my decision that the previous ruling be reversed and that all evidence obtained in Daniel Hawkins' apartment be ruled admissible in court.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I don't think the court is fully aware of the implications of this ruling. The previous judge already ruled
With
that
all
the
due
evidence
respect,
was inadmissible.
Counselor, the court is extraordinarily aware of the implications of this decision. I have nothing but respect for the previous judge, but this matter is before me, and that is my decision.
Your Honor, in that case, the defense moves for an immediate stay in order to seek appellate review of this ruling.
Motion denied. We are proceeding to trial, Ms. Dunbar. If you are unhappy with the outcome, you are free to seek appellate review at that point.
Believe me, we will, Your Honor.
Is the state prepared to proceed to trial?
We are.
Defense?
We will be.
Ms. Flowers, when can we expect to hear opening statements?
Tuesday at 9:30.
Tuesday at 9:30 it is. Thank you. Lauren, can I come in?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sweetheart. How was school?
It was great.
Really?
I love school.
Well, I knew it. I knew you would. Well, so I guess you don't need this?
Keep your money, Mom.
So is that good, huh? Okay, tell me. What, you found some great new teacher, right? Met some new friends?
I met a guy.
What?
His name is Victor. He is so cool, and he totally likes me.
Victor.
He was supposed to be in 7th grade this year, but he stayed back. So he's in my homeroom.
And why did Victor stay back?
I don't know, some misunderstanding with our principal. Mom. But you know what Victor said? He said it was because of fate that he stayed back. Fate. Because if he hadn't stayed back, he would have never met me. Isn't that like the nicest thing anyone has ever said?
At night, he slept in a tiny cell-like room with shutters wide open. In the hush of dawn, he celebrated a solitary mass. During the day, he walked. No one bothered him. He bothered no one. But as he passed, the dark eyes of the peasants would follow him in slow amazement, and every face would crease deeper in a smile. It was hot and so quiet and very sleepy. Perfect peace.
Who stays back in the 6th grade? Juvenile delinquents.
We'll have a date for the wedding.
It's not funny.
Speaking of the wedding.
6.5.
What?
That's my ring size. 6.5. Don't surprise me.
Are you sure? Because if you want to come, maybe.
No, I don't. I trust you.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go first thing tomorrow. So, what do you want to do tonight?
Well, I happen to have come into some money recently.
Huh?
Buy you an ice cream?
And after the ice cream?
Let's just see how that goes.
Amazing how deceptive calm water could be. The current was vicious. He could feel it tugging at his legs to draw him under. But he was too strong a swimmer to be worried by it. Head down, he slid smoothly through the water, reveling in the coolness, the freedom. When he paused and scanned the... Jillian?
Nurse! I need a nurse!
Oh, Jillian. Jillian? Oh, Jillian. Oh, Jillian, Jillian.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, McCoy's negotiating powers